Feeling stressed? Join the club. It seems that these days feeling stressed is just about the default emotion for many of us. The problem is that we often don't know how to handle or control those feelings. That's a real shame, given just how simple and easy it really is to get feelings of stress and anxiety back under control. Listen up for 7 self-care methods you can use to raise your spirits. 1. Breathe. Breathing correctly is a powerful method for fighting anxiety. Look into something called belly breathing for an idea of how to do this. Another tip is to try using specific breathing exercises, such as the fourfold breath. You can learn many of these from yoga. 2. Take a warm bath. A warm bath provides a time to just relax and focus on yourself. 3 reasons why self-care should be a priority. Ask most people what self-care means to them and they will stare at you blankly. The very concept of taking specific time to look after yourself is extremely alien to many of us, and it's something that is overlooked all too often as a result. We have enough to do without all this self-care jumbo. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is precisely the wrong attitude. So listen up and let's discuss the crucial reasons that self-care should be an absolute priority. It's critical for your mental health. Mental health is something that more and more people now struggle with. The modern pace of life is simply too demanding for many, which results in anxiety, stress, depression, and many other issues. If you wish to keep up with this fast pace of living, and if you wish to perform your best without incurring lasting consequences to your health, then you need a stable foundation upon which to build. Think of self-care like vitamins, during a time when you're constantly surrounded by opportunities to get ill. It teaches you compassion for others. Compassion for others starts with compassion for yourself. This is something that many people don't understand, instead assuming that the two are unrelated. In fact, though, by better learning your own emotions and by cultivating the emotional intelligence that comes from that, you can learn to spot when others need you as well. Not only that, but by looking after yourself, you will be in a fitter state to be able to look after others. How can you help someone if you're close to going to pieces yourself? It makes life more enjoyable. Perhaps you're able to get by without self-care. Maybe you can just about complete the work you need to, and perhaps you won't get ill. But if you continue to neglect your own well-being, what's the point? If life is simply a matter of bearing the worst until it's all over, what are you getting from it? The truth is that whoever you are, you have the capacity to be happy and contented right now. You don't need to be rich or even debt-free. You just need to give yourself time to be happy. You just need to give yourself the chance to enjoy the present moment. When you learn to do that, you'll find that life is imbued with so much more meaning. How's that for essential? Four easy self-care tips that can drastically boost your mood. If you get home from a day at work and find yourself in a miserable mood, then you have 2 options. Stay that way or do some work to cheer yourself up. One of these options will result in a more productive and enjoyable evening. This is where self-care comes in. And in this presentation, we'll look at 4 easy methods to drastically boost your mood. Go for a stroll. Spending time outdoors has been shown to improve your health in countless ways. These range from enhancing the production of numerous mood-boosting hormones via the action of vitamin D to supporting the health of our healthy gut bacteria. Walking helps to relax the mind and encourages creativity and feelings of contentment. Have a healthy snack. When we eat, we release feel-good hormones like serotonin and dopamine. This can help to immediately boost our mood, while increasing our blood sugar will prevent a rise in the stress hormone cortisol. Eat chocolate And this will be a short-lived high, as the sugar spike will soon rebound and you'll end up feeling guilty. Conversely, though, if you eat a healthy snack, you'll get the added bonus of lots of vitamins and minerals that can even further enhance your mood for the long term. Meditate. Meditation helps to train focus, concentration, and mindfulness. What's more is that it provides you with a way to escape any stressful or upsetting emotions. Think of meditation as a place that you can go to whenever you need to. Call a friend. Calling a friend is one of the best ways to improve your mood. Humans are social animals, and when talking with friends, you will find that this immediately lifts your spirits. A friend can talk you through anything difficult you're going through or distract you with jokes and stories. While calling friends is great for your mood, seeing someone in person is even more effective. Studies show that just looking at photos of people's faces can cause the release of many happiness hormones. If you find that you do all these things and you still can't get yourself out of the bad mood, then you should see someone who can help you deal with your issues. Anger or depression are not problems in themselves. They are symptoms of wider problems that you need to address if you and your loved ones are going to get any peace. Four ways journaling makes you happier and more fulfilled. Journaling is a simple act and something many of us might have done as children. As we get older, we often feel we don't have time for journaling, and we drop the habit. But this is a huge shame, as not only is journaling a rewarding experience in itself, it's also a practice that can help you to cultivate a better mindset, more gratitude, and overall greater happiness and calm. So how does journaling offer all of those benefits? In this presentation, that's exactly what we'll be looking at. It helps you reflect on your day. Firstly, journaling will help you to reflect on your day and gives you the opportunity to think deeply about what went well and what went wrong. This kind of black box thinking is perfect for making positive changes in your life, as it helps you to see where things could be going better. It provides a record. Another great reason to journal is that it allows you to remember things that you would otherwise have forgotten. The simple act of writing things down helps to cement them in the memory and to thereby ensure they have more lasting impact. At the same time, though, this also gives you the option to read those things back and to relive days and weeks from your history. Not only does this give you a better sense of perspective and context for your life, but it also means your memories become fuller. That in turn makes your life seem longer and richer, which helps to make you a more contented and well-developed individual. Gratitude. Journaling doesn't just mean writing down what happened during the day. It can also mean taking part in various different exercises. One such exercise is gratitude. Take some time each day to write down 3 things that you're grateful for. This practice will help you to remember that you already have so much and to not simply focus on the things you don't have. Guess which makes you happier? Self-love. Another similar exercise is to write down 3 more things. This time, things that you like about yourself. Alternatively, you could write down nice compliments that others have paid you. This helps us to focus more on our positive traits rather than negative ones, as we so often do. Simply taking the time to bask in these feelings of self-love can transform the way you feel on a daily basis. And it's all thanks to journaling. Five ways to make tomorrow the best day ever. Let's make tomorrow the best day ever. You ready? No matter whether you have a day off or whether it's a regular work day, with the right attitude, you can make tomorrow brilliant. In this presentation, we'll look at 5 ways to make that happen. 1. Get up with time to spare. First, you need to get up with time to spare. That doesn't mean getting up at the crack of dawn, just waking up with enough time to enjoy a slow breakfast. This is something many of us fail to do and instead end up rushing out the door and starting our day feeling flustered and stressed. Getting up with time to spare will mean having time to do something you enjoy and to savor it. This makes a world of difference. 2. Dress impeccably. Dressing well can make a huge difference to your day. It means you'll look your best, which changes the way you project yourself and the way that others treat you. It also means that you will get to experience the feeling of indulging and treating yourself, of wearing high-quality materials. For the best day ever, you need to be in your best threads. 3. Exercise and meditate. Both these things can put you in a better headspace. What this does is it means that everything else that follows will be easier to cope with and will be more enjoyable. You can do both at the start of the day or find opportunities later throughout the day. 4. Take a stroll. Going for a walk means giving yourself time to just think and let your mind wander, which is hugely rejuvenating. The light exercise will trigger the release of feel-good hormones and you'll generally be more relaxed. Moreover, the way the light and cool breeze can affect your health and mood is also profound. You can walk in the morning, during a lunch break, or in the evening. The later can be a great way to unwind after a long day, and you can even stop somewhere for a drink. 5. Have you time. You time means taking a moment out of your day in order to focus on yourself and do something you enjoy. That should mean reading a book, watching a film or show, or generally doing anything that you actually enjoy. 5 ways to nourish your mind, body, and soul. We all know that we need to nourish and feed our stomachs, and most of us try to eat well to that end. But what are you doing to nourish your soul? What about your mind and your body? We are more than just walking stomachs, and as such, we need to fuel our spirits in just the same way. This presentation will show you 5 ways you can do that, so that you can experience just how much better you feel when you actually start looking after yourself. Who would have thought? Take a warm bath. Taking a warm bath is one of the go-to moves when it comes to indulging and pampering. This is a great way to relax muscles, to unwind, and look and feel generally better. Run a warm tub, pour in some bubbles, and then just enjoy soaking while listening to relaxing music or burning scented candles. And relax. Go for a walk in nature. A nature walk can help to clear your mind, and the sights of greenery can encourage relaxation and creativity. Did you know that many famous thinkers had their best ideas on nature walks? Not only that, but sunlight helps trigger the production of vitamin D, which improves your sleep, your hormone levels, and even your gut bacteria. Call a friend. There are few things that can raise your spirits like speaking to a good friend. This is one of the best cures when you're in a funk, so don't be afraid to pick up the phone for a chat. Do a good deed. Doing good deeds stimulates the release of huge amounts of feel-good hormones. What's more is that these feel-good hormones actually hang around, more than they do when we do things that offer short-term gratification. So do something good for someone else, and you'll find it helps to nourish your soul and drastically improve your mood. Everything else you do from this point will seem that little bit happier. Pet a dog. Petting a dog is a great way to encourage even more endorphins. This is partly due to the action of petting and partly due to their constantly happy nature. But you know what else? Pets are always there for you, and they are always happy to see you. That's pretty darn uplifting. If you can, then getting a dog or a cat is a great way to boost your morale. Seven quick self-care tips for relieving stress and anxiety. Feeling stressed? Join the club. It seems that these days feeling stressed is just about the default emotion for many of us. The problem is that we often don't know how to handle or control those feelings. That's a real shame given just how simple and easy it really is to get feelings of stress and anxiety back under control. Listen up for 7 self-care methods you can use to raise your spirits. 1. Breathe. Breathing correctly is a powerful method for fighting anxiety. Look into something called belly breathing for an idea of how to do this. Another tip is to try using specific breathing exercises, such as the fourfold breath. You can learn many of these from yoga. 2. Take a warm bath. A warm bath provides a time to just relax and focus on yourself. Moreover, the warm water will relax your muscles, while any scented candles can further lull you into a state of calm. 3. Eat something wholesome. Eating triggers the release of serotonin. Very often, when we are very stressed, it is actually at least partly because we've not eaten recently. As such, our blood sugar is low and we have high cortisol. 4. Exercise. Exercising also triggers serotonin. It's also a great way of reminding ourselves that we are in control and that we can do something productive and healthy if we so choose. 5. Listen to upbeat music. Music can help to guide and shape your emotions. Upbeat music is particularly effective when it comes to stimulating a great mood and helping you to forget your troubles. 6. Talk to a friend. Talking to friends is an excellent way to improve your mood. Humans are social animals, and as such, we're wired to spend time with other people. Not only that, but a good friend can help talk you through your stresses, or at least distract you from them with some lighthearted chat. 7. Meditate. Meditation teaches you to rise above emotions that are dragging you down and to take conscious control over your attentions and your mood. This is a powerful tool and one that everyone can benefit from. To get started, just find a quiet place, sit down, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. If you find your mind wandering, then just gently bring it back to your breath. How to create a morning self-care routine for a successful day. How do you start your morning? If it's like most people, then it probably involves being jolted awake by a blaring alarm, only to have to rush to work on your morning commute, pushing and jostling against hordes of angry people heading the other way. We start the day panicking that we're going to be late, and things get worse from there as we struggle with the pressures of work. If you're a stay-at-home parent, then your day is probably no less frantic, but even more isolated. Is it any wonder that any of us lack the self-love and confidence we need to really perform at our best? In this presentation, we're going to fix that by going over a routine that can help you to start each day right. Meditate. Meditation has countless profoundly beneficial impacts on your psychology and mental health. Not only will meditation help you to find a moment of calm and peace, but it will also encourage important new connections in the brain that correlate with greater motivation, focus, and emotional stability. Journaling. Keeping a journal is an excellent way to guide and assess your thoughts and feelings. Write down how you want the day to go and visualize the best outcomes. At the same time, take a moment to write down 3 things you are grateful for and 3 things you like about yourself. By directing your attention in this way, you can focus less on the things that make you feel overwhelmed and incapable and more on the things that fill you with warmth and happiness. Affirmations. Read out positive affirmations that remind you that you are a worthwhile and successful person. Read them aloud for a greater impact. Different people respond better to different affirmations, so spend some time finding the ones that work best for you. You can also place these affirmations around your home in the form of post-it notes. Groom. Next, you should spend some time grooming and making sure that you take the time and effort to really prepare yourself for the day. This is something you do not only to look your best and feel your best, but also to enjoy taking time to spoil yourself and really indulge. The whole ritual of the warm water and the fact you are taking the time is not only cleansing, but it also reminds you to take time for yourself. How to cut out toxic people in your life. Self-care is not just about what you do, but also what you stop doing. There are many habits and behaviors that can slowly eat away at your mood, your contentment, your health, and more. Taking sensible care of ourselves means learning to identify these things and to stop doing them. In this presentation, we'll be discussing one of the most harmful habits that many of us maintain: spending time with toxic people. So what is a toxic person? Essentially, that's anyone who consistently makes you feel worse about yourself. Perhaps they're judgmental. Maybe they are unkind, or maybe they are selfish. Unfortunately, many of us continue to put up with such people simply because we have become used to their treatment of us, or perhaps out of a misguided sense of loyalty. Either way, this can eat away at your self-confidence, cause stress, and ultimately make you less happy and successful. The problem is how to get away from someone who is deeply ingrained in your routine. The first thing you need to do is to identify these people and to recognize that they won't change. Too often, we think that we can change people by changing the way we treat them. In truth, most people are very much set in their ways. It's unlikely they'll ever change, and certainly not through the influence of a friend or acquaintance. You simply can't afford to wait. With that out of the way, it might still be hard to completely stop seeing someone. If they work where you do, or if you have mutual friends, then it can be tough to go cold turkey, as it were. Instead, then, you might do better to simply create boundaries. If this person lets you down, then learn to stop expecting things from them. If they are unkind, then try to avoid alone time. You might have to see them in group settings, but you don't owe them anything, and there's no reason for you to spend time with them one-on-one. You have given this person chances, and you don't owe them anything. You can't fix them, so you mustn't let them harm you. Keep your interactions to a courteous minimal, and don't be afraid to coldly cut them off if they expect anything further. You'll find that life becomes much easier when you do. How to focus on the good things instead of the bad. Your mood doesn't just come down to what happens to you. It also comes down to how you choose to react to what happens to you. Here's an example. If you were to spot a lion hiding in the bushes and you believed that it was going to eat you, then you would experience a huge rise in stress hormones. Your heart rate would get quicker, you would sweat and shake, and generally, you would feel a lot worse. But if you saw that same lion and you thought you could get away or overpower it, then you might continue to feel calm and relaxed. The relaxation is more down to your psychology than it is the situation itself. But what if you never saw the lion at all? The problem is that in real life, many of us see lions where there are none, and thus we are in a constant state of panic. So what do? You train yourself to change your thinking and to focus on what's good. One way you can do this is with a practice called CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy. This shows us how to focus on our own thoughts and then to change their content. We do this by challenging those thoughts and beliefs and by changing the way that we react to them. Another useful tool is something called loving kindness meditation. This is a form of meditation that involves focusing on feelings of love and kindness directed toward yourself. In turn, that can help you to feel the kind of self-love that you might have been missing and to once again make it a part of your life. Mindfulness is a similar tool. This simply means being mindful of what you are focusing on and how you're feeling. By doing this, you can eventually learn to pick and choose what you allow to affect you. Journaling is the last tool we're going to look at today. Here, you write down thoughts and feelings that you want to remember. But in this case, we're going to write down things we are grateful for and things that we like about ourselves. The simple act of thinking about these and writing them down every day helps to cement them and make them seem more concrete. That way, we learn to appreciate what we have and who we are. How to say no and why setting boundaries is important. Many of us fail to care for ourselves the way we should. Part of this is down to a lack of consideration for the way we treat ourselves. Perhaps self-care simply isn't something you've considered in the past. But part of it is also down to your sense of commitment to others. That is to say that we often put ourselves second simply because we put everyone else first. And this is perhaps most apparent in our inability to say no. How many times have you been invited to an event that you don't have time or energy for, only to accept simply because you don't want to let that person down? Learning to say no is therefore one of the most important things you can do if you want to be happier with yourself and if you want to protect your mental health. Here's how to do it. Tip 1. Do it right away. Too often, we will put off the act of saying no because we can't bear to do it. This, of course, only makes it more of a shock to people when we tell them. Not only that, but it then hangs over us. So just bite the bullet and tell them. Oh, and don't say maybe only to then change your mind. This is what makes people think you are flaky, not the act of saying no itself. Tip 2. Don't make excuses. Do you want to come out tonight? No, sorry. My family are visiting, and also I have a cold, and also I have no money. No one buys these excuses, and it makes people think you don't want to spend time with them. Just saying no because you need some time to yourself is perfectly fine. What's more is that if you and your friends can be honest with each other and not place pressure on one another, then you can improve your relationships. Tip 3. Don't fret about it. Many of us don't want to say no because we fear that we'll never be invited out again or because we think we'll hurt someone's feelings. In truth, the other person will likely think nothing of it, so don't worry about it. And if you are worried, then you can always just invite them out for coffee or drinks next time. That shows you're interested, so no harm done.